Never Gonna Unwind as I give you a tip while I sit on what to do if you're insecure about yourself. Because you need to be confident if you want to get far in life. Confidence makes a major difference, not just with getting places and getting things in life, but just your experience in life becomes a lot better once you have confidence in yourself. So let's get into it. Today, I'm sipping on a big red wine. I got it because I've been really vibing with the boxed wine, the wine that could just pour. I think it's really cool to have one in your fridge and just like, I don't know, put the cup under it and let it pour. Like it's a vibe. It's really convenient and it's fun to me. So when I went to the winery recently, I asked them for a sweet one that's boxed, but not sweet to the point where it's too low of a percentage. It has like a good percentage. And they recommended this wine. In my opinion, it's not too sweet. It's not too bad if you're a wine drinker. So what to do if you're insecure and you don't have as much confidence as you'd like? I'm so glad you found me. If you're new to this channel, my name is Malaysia. And over here, I help creatives to create the life that they want. So if that's something you're doing or that's something you want to start doing, definitely subscribe, hit that like button, because I'm going to give y'all the tea. I'm going to give y'all the tea on how I became confident, because I was not. I got bullied. I got bullied to the extreme of the extremities. Okay, anybody who went to middle school with me, y'all know. I had someone that recently bumped into me and was just like, I'm so sorry. And she wasn't even someone that made the biggest impact in bullying. She was just kind of like a follower to everyone that bullied me. She was like, I'm so sorry for the way that you were treated. And I'm just like, honestly, to me, am I the only one? But once time passes, like a lot of time passes, it just feels like a dream. It's like, that's no longer me. I'm no longer there. It's over. But it did happen. I'm no longer that person. But I remember what happened, and it's just trifling. Like, it was just so... It's like that person reminded me, because I literally just like kind of erased the memories. I didn't completely erase the memories out of my head, but it was because of me being bullied. Oh my God, I got wine on my dress. I got wine on my dress. No. This is why I can't have nice things. You know what? I can't even say that, because even though I'm destructive sometimes, I get nothing but nice things. Like, look at this room. DIY, by the way. Yeah, she's a DIY queen. She painted that gold. It didn't come gold. She thrifted those things. Facebook Market, look into it. No, but seriously, it's because I was bullied that made me really insecure. Like, insecure about my skin, insecure about my voice, insecure about my hair, insecure about my mere existence. I was just like afraid to be seen, afraid to be heard, afraid to speak up, afraid to be hated. So I know how it feels, and I'm going to help you get out of that, because you deserve better. I got like the tiniest glass for the wine. So I'm about to refill before I get into it. You guys want to see how I look? Outfit of the day. Okay. It's serving royalty. It's giving Daphne. Have we found out a clue? Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Back. I will try not to spill this on my new robe. So I'm going to share a few tips for this video that has helped me become more confident. And then I'm going to share like the biggest tip to take with you as I sip near the end of the video. But one thing that really helped me with my insecurities is just learning where they stem from. Learning where they come from. Like, what made me believe that this thing about me is bad? Oh yeah, it's because a bunch of idiots bullied me. Like, I was bullied for my skin tone. Like, y'all racist little mother. I was bullied for my voice, because I've always had that valley girl voice, is what I've been told. And I didn't know it until I transferred to a new school, because everyone that grew up with me knew that that was who I was from kindergarten. There was nothing new. It wasn't like, oh, she's trying to pretend to be a white girl because she's talking proper and she doesn't talk ghetto. Like, it was like, this is just who Malaysia is. It wasn't anything new. But when I went to a new school, it was like, I was beat down, you guys. Like, I'm lucky to be alive. Like, also my natural hair, I was bullied and told that I should straighten it. So there was like a part of my life where I didn't like my natural hair and I hid it. Something that has helped me with insecurities due to people telling me that those things are wrong with me and being shamed for just who I am. If you're going through something similar, maybe society is telling you that the certain feature you have, the certain thing that you do is not attractive or just not socially acceptable or just something that people bring down about you. What I did to solve that problem for me is I intentionally looked up my insecurities shining, my insecurities being beautiful on other people. So I went on Pinterest, I went on 𝒦𝒐𝒻𝒏𝒐𝒻, and I specifically looked up beautiful dark-skinned women so I can feel confident as a dark-skinned woman, because I was told not to feel beautiful as a dark-skinned woman. I was literally told I was the ugliest girl in class because I was dark-skinned. People would come up to me, grab my hand, compare their skin, and laugh. It's just absolutely disgusting behavior. And I forgive them because they're just all ignorant children. But at the end of the day, it's something that I had to undo myself by intentionally looking up contradicting opinions. Like, I had to look up, I even have a whole folder on Pinterest of beautiful dark-skinned women. And once I saw tons of beautiful dark-skinned women, it made me realize, like, if they are beautiful, then why aren't I beautiful? And that's how I kind of snapped out of it and feeling like I was ugly for being dark-skinned. It's kind of funny because as soon as I accepted my dark, beautiful skin and I actually started to love my beautiful dark skin, I actually became lighter. I don't even know how, but like, I was just talking to my sister about this. I was like, is it just me or did I get lighter? Because I used to always, like, even like family members would like joke about how dark I was. And like now I don't look as dark as I did. And like, I actually prefer how dark I was before, and I became lighter. I don't know if I accidentally manifested that as a child, but just like learning to love myself has made a major 360. Like, my experience in life was just like less painful because I learned that I was beautiful by making an effort of seeing those that have the same features and traits that are deemed bad, that I feel are bad, rocking it. I also looked up overweight women that are beautiful and that rock it and wearing outfits that I told myself I couldn't wear. And I realized, like, okay, if they're wearing it and they're bigger than me and they're rocking it and they look sexy, I can look sexy too by being overweight. And it's crazy how, like, just seeing other people doing it, you can give yourself permission to do it too. But sometimes you really got to go out of your way and see people with the flaws that you have rocking it to rock it too. So I highly suggest, like, going onto Pinterest, going on to 𝒦𝒐𝒻𝒏𝒐𝒻, and like creating a folder of your insecurities and people rocking those insecurities. I even have a folder for natural hair. I learned through seeing pictures and constantly pinning and going on 𝒦𝒐𝒻𝒏𝒐𝒻 of people rocking their natural hair that my natural hair actually is beautiful. And my natural hair is longer than most people I know. A lot of those girls that bullied me into perming my hair had to do a big chop and they're bald. So it's like, the thing about looks, the thing about certain features, societal's beauty standards is one thing's in one day and then the other thing's in the next day. So you really have to make an effort to accept yourself as you are, because you could put in all this work to create a dye gap and to reach a standard of being a skinny legend. And then next thing you know it, thick is in. Like, you just got to accept who you are, because at the end of the day, like, beauty standards change, but your standard of beauty, you can create that yourself. And other people in this world, individuals have their own individual beauty standard. Just because society's beauty standard is this doesn't mean you have to fit it, because there are tons of people that have you, who you are naturally, as a beauty standard, and you are insecure about it because you've let the world convince you it's something that you need to hide. There's a difference between learning where you can improve to become your best self and just confining to what you believe will make you feel accepted. Sometimes the things that other people aren't accepting you for, they're not for you. Like, I've had a friend that was like insecure about a certain thing. She's like, you know, men like this, men like that. And I pointed out to her, I was like, you know, would you even want that man that wouldn't date you if you were who you truly are? Like, would you even want to be around people that don't F with who you naturally are, that, you know, won't like you can't please everyone's beauty standards, so you have to create your own. Every flaw makes you who you are, which is beautiful. no matter what society says. Now, if you really want to, you can work on those flaws. Like for me, I'm working on my weight loss journey because I know my best self, my healthiest self isn't at the weight that I am right now because I let myself go. But if it's not for a quest to be your best self and it's a quest to be accepted, like kind of stop and ask yourself, accepted by whom? Accepted by whom exactly? Because there are some people out there that will accept you as you are. And that's what I had to learn. Like, there's tons of men that won't date black girls. And at first I was offended by it, but now it's like, I don't really care. I've asked some people, you know, why? And they always give me some stereotypical answer. Like, oh, black women are always angry and have anger issues. I've literally had a crush that would not date me because he was scared to date me because he's never dated a black girl. And he thought that I would have anger issues. So he kind of just like backed away. And it's like, okay, if you want to be an idiot and assume that I'm a stereotype, then so be it. You're lost. Some people aren't going to look into their own personal standards that make no sense. Like, I've had multiple people tell me, oh, you know, I don't date black girls. But you're pretty for a black girl. And, you know, sometimes that still offends me, but I just realized that that's just their ignorance. I'm not your stereotypical black girl. And not every person fits a stereotype. And if you are sitting here walking around expecting people to, you're just a fucking idiot. And I've learned that, you know what? I don't even want to be with those idiots. Bye. Because, like, the man that I want isn't an idiot that thinks that I'm this stereotype that I'm clearly not. I want a man that's going to get to know me as a real person and doesn't automatically stereotype people upon first sight and stick with that stereotype and won't even try to get to know me because I'm black. And I remember when I was younger, I felt some type of way and I was like, I need to bleach my skin. I need to lighten my skin because men don't think black women are beautiful. There are so many men that only date black women. And that's what I started to focus on. Men that will date black women, men that appreciate black beauty. I'm not focused on the men that won't date black women. I'm not focused on the men that don't like natural hair. I'm not focused on the men that don't like women to wear makeup, that don't like women who wear wigs, because that's not me. I'm not going to fit that standard because that's not my standard. And you need to be the same way about your standard. If who you are doesn't fit someone else's standard, dumb. Honestly, respectfully, this wine is hitting too good. It got me cussing y'all out. Which leads me to my overall tip while I sip, which is to be confident in who you are. To stop being insecure and to be confident, to be more confident, you need to be okay with being disliked. A lot of the time we're holding back who we truly are, what we truly like, what we truly want to say, what truly needs to be said because we're scared of other people not liking us. Once you can get past not caring about what people think of you, it just opens up a door. Like, it's like a whole new world. You have permission to be confident. Because the funny thing is, a lot of people don't like confident people. A lot of people won't like you because simply you're confident in who you are. Let me correct that statement. A lot of people who aren't confident don't like confident people. And I've seen it. Once I became more confident myself, once I started looking my best, and I share my journey on looking my best and my live stream about leveling up. So if you want to level up too, alongside boosting your confidence, becoming confident, then I'll leave the link in my comment section so you can watch that live stream. My live streams are really straight to the point. So definitely give it a watch. It's not one of those live streams that's like 5 hours of me like babbling. Like, I get straight to the tea. So definitely go and sip on it. But I don't know if I mentioned this in my live stream, but once I leveled up and once I had confidence in myself and started looking my best, I got a lot of hate. I got a lot of negative energy. I remember one day I won a date. I was looking my best and this lady, she just kept looking over at me. She was on her own date and she just kept looking at me like angry. And she wasn't put together, but she wasn't ugly, but she just wasn't put together. And she just kept glancing over at me like, and I was just like, what is she looking at? And I realized maybe it's because I'm looking really good and I'm looking my best. She doesn't like that. But if I didn't get past not caring if other people disliked me, I would have made it a me problem. Like, oh my God, maybe I should do less. Maybe I'm doing too much. She's angry at me because I'm looking my best. Maybe I'm overdressed. I'm doing too much. Like, you know, I'm disturbing the peace of this lady because I'm like, you know, my hair is freshly done and I've got nice jewelry and I'm wearing my heels. And, you know, every day is a day to dress up for me. And she was looking at me like I was a threat. And you know what that made me do? It made me laugh. I literally thought it was hilarious because I don't care. I don't care if you dislike me, if someone dislikes me, because for some reason they feel some type of way about me looking my best. And because of me not caring, I continue to look my best. But if I did care, I would probably shrink myself down and try to do less because other people feel uncomfortable by it. Newsflash, people will not like you if you highlight something that they don't have. And you need to be okay with people not liking you, because them not liking you doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It could be there's something wrong with them, and you highlight what's wrong with them because you constantly remind them of what they don't have and what they're not doing. I get it all the time. And it's like, I'm not doing anything wrong by looking my best, but to some, it's a problem. Let it be their problem. You need to learn to be okay with being disliked, to be confident, because what you want, who you are, what you like, it's going to be in conflict with someone else who believes that you should be different. And it's really none of your business. And it's none of their business, but some people will make it their business and just like throw some type of stereotype at you on how you should act, throw some type of belief at you on how you should behave and what you should go after, throw at you some type of standard that you should fit. And it's up to you to decide if you want to fit that standard. You know, I literally, when I was bullied for my voice, when I was bullied for my skin, when I was bullied for my hair, I tried changing my voice. I tried changing the way I spoke. And that was so hard. And it made me so depressed. It was impossible. And then I thought about bleaching my skin. I was planning to and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you if that's what you want to do, if that's what you need to do. I don't judge people's decisions because I got my own to make. But I literally was going to try to change myself. I'm literally about to cry. This wine is hitting a little bit too good. Not a girly about to get in tears, but I was literally going to change who I am to fit a standard that I didn't even sign up for. Don't you make the same mistake. Another thing that I want to add in is sometimes it will be adult figures that you look up to that will have you believe that what you are is wrong. Sometimes it could be your own parents. And that's not me shading my own parents. When I give examples, it doesn't mean that I'm giving an example to my own life. Like, I'm just being real. I've seen it with my own clients. Sometimes it be your own parents that haven't emotionally matured, that had children too early, that don't even realize that they're bullying their own children. And a lot of Black communities deal with this. I'm going to be real. I'm not going to sit here and share my own story, but know that a lot of parents put those insecurities onto you. You don't choose who parents you and conditions you into thinking what's right or wrong. So you may think that there's something about you that you're hiding about yourself that's making you insecure because your parent made you believe that it's something that needs to be changed. Like, I've seen it with my own freaking eyes. I've seen it with my own eyes. Like, it is so heartbreaking. Some parents don't even realize that they're bullying their own children. And those children grow up insecure because they were told that certain things that they could not control is wrong with them. They were constantly reminded about things that they could not control. And now they feel like they need to, like, you know, not be seen and hide parts of themselves because their own freaking parents taught them that it's wrong. Your parents aren't God. And sometimes your parents have conditioned insecurities into you. And you know what? I'm going to take it a little bit further. Your religion sometimes will make you feel insecure about who you are. There's like hundreds of religions. You did not get to choose which religion you were brought up in. So if there's certain things about yourself that your religion has shamed you into like hiding, there's hundreds of different religions and they all believe that that's the one and only. So you could just simply change your religion to fit who you are instead of shrinking it and confining it. Like, certain religions will leave you depressed because you can't even be yourself. There are certain religions that will literally send you to a boot camp to try to change your sexuality because I'm getting mad because if you don't accept who you are and be okay with being disliked for who you are, then you will always be insecure. You will always be sad And you can choose to just go a different direction and not fit that standard. Go somewhere you belong. Be around people that accept you for who you are. I accidentally joined a cult. And I'm not going to get into too many details because it's a big church. But they all believe what they believe heavy. And it went against what I believe. Intuitively, it didn't sit well in my stomach. It made me sick, the things that they believe. The way that they would... the things that they would say, how... That's when I kind of stepped back and I asked myself, like, I just found a different direction. I found a different way to connect with God, because there's like thousands of interpretations of what the Bible says, and everyone's using it in their own way to fit their own agenda. And the agenda that that church, that cult was going with didn't go with me. So I left that church. And after doing research, I realized that it was a cult. Like literally, if you Google that church, you'll see like testimonies of people and the traumatic experiences they had realizing it's a cult. If I didn't really learn who I am and tap into my intuition and accept who I am and be okay with being disliked, I would have stayed in that cult. I would have stayed with their standards, and I would have kind of squeezed and ran myself to fit that standard that I didn't have to. I simply just left and created my own standard. I have my own relationship with God. I have my own opinions. I have my own journey. And I don't sit here and shame people for the journey that they're taking. You have to be okay with being disliked to be confident in what you do in life and who you are and what you want.